an it would be a real talk with Todd Mossie. It wasn't
That's it.
virtual.
We love it, man. That's
Yeah.
the way it is. The real talk is like real problems with real talk. That's what it's all.
That's right. Virtually. Real problems virtually. What's up, guys? Welcome. I'm your host, Todd Mossie, here with my guy, Bob Bell. Bob Bell, how you doing, buddy?
How am I doing? Do I want to even answer that question?
Right.
So,
Bob's
all right,
still,
I guess. All right.
Yeah. Bob's still sequestered in Canada. He's mulling over coming back to repatriating. He's mulling it over since seems like New York is opening up again.
No, Montreal's going to open up too. So it's not, Montreal's going to be open up pretty soon. So, it's other issues that I have to figure out. I don't know. Maybe some of our listeners can give me some suggestions, like why I should or should not come back. That little vote, and then if it's like 5-4, like the Supreme Court, I'll stay or whatever.
Speaking of men with suggestions, Big Mike, can you hear us, Big Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just going to say that that place used to have the show Hop Devil. I think it's closed. The place in St. Mark's. I think it's closed permanently now.
Oh, I think that's what I was asking you, Hop Devil.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Big Mike, we are live now, and we're out there on the internet. How you doing, Big Mike? Big Mike, you're still in New York, right? In Chelsea, living in one of your ex's.
Squatting. And I've been contacted. I don't know with an amorous texting by another ex who wants to get together.
Could that possibly lead to a living situation?
I don't think so. It's with Puma. She threw me out once before. So.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Naming names. Naming names.
But she contacted me. She contacted me anyway. Like she wants to get together or something. I don't know.
It is an amorous text, Mike.
Yeah, she was mentioning.
What if it's just a text?
It was when you mentioned steaks from Food Emporium. I think that's amorous.
Is she buying? Is she buying the steaks or?
I'm supposed to be buying them.
Right.
But I told her I gave up meat. I don't eat meat anymore because of a bad gallbladder condition. But
right. Smooth move.
I'll buy quinoa or some sort of like high gluten fiber material. We'll eat that instead.
Oh, there you go. But Big Mike, smooth move. When a lady brings up fine meats, expensive meats and venison to order restaurants, I'm a vegan. That's against my beliefs. So, another good one. I'm fasting. That's another one. I'm fasting for whatever religious.
I do a cleanse. I'm doing a fruit cleanse.
Right.
Colonic.
Yes, my high colonic forbids me to eat meat for 2 months.
Right. Hey, Big Mike, have you ever done like a fad thing like that? Like a fad?
Well, when I was younger, I used to do these kind of like protein binges. When I was still like married to the first wife, I would eat nothing but protein. Like I go out to eat somewhere, and I just order a hamburger, well done, no bun. I didn't eat like carbohydrates for like a year. You lose a lot of weight that way. It's kind of a modified. I think it's the Atkins diet. Mm-hmm. It's like only any bread at all, kind of thing. Like you can eat like as much meat as you want, like ham, but no sandwich. You know what I mean? Nothing out like dry ham, or and you lose weight. You'd be surprised how much you lose, like 30 or 40 pounds doing that, but you feel miserable.
Yeah, because I think carbs is like it's supposed to like fatten you up a little bit because of starch, but also it's good for your brain. Carbs, that's right. Isn't carbs like good for your?
Well, nothing I ate had any sweetness to it. The only kind of like close to sweet, I would drink a lot of tomato juice, kind of thing, like because it tastes tomato juice isn't necessarily sweet, but it tasted sweet in contrast. I would eat no kind of like candy or cake or bread or anything, so that would crave like sweetness taste. So I used to take the edge off that with drinking a lot like those huge 48 ounce cans, like the huge ones from the supermarket.
V8s, right? The V8s.
Yeah, but huge. Those 48 ounce ones. Like the quart and a half things of it. But I said you lose a lot of weight. I I would get up to like 200 pounds. I go down to like 170, like kind of thing, 160. You lost. You can lose a lot of weight that way.
Wow, look at that. We see Big Mike's actual full face. Let's see how long that will last. By the way, we've got a comment from Dial M from Osala saying, "Any pretty girls?"
We'll see.
Bob, you have any pretty girls joining our chat? You know, we're the youngest person.
Not that I know of. I think not that I know of.
Yeah. The youngest person on this chat is like just turned 40, so that'll answer your question right there.
I don't really know anybody on the chat anyway. We're getting pretty girls around.
Except us three and what's his name? Say that shit in my face and Global Freak. The only people I know of who are on Haps TV. Us three and maybe a couple other people. You know. Well, Dial M for Masala on it, but like I think we're the only people they have on Haps TV right now. I mean, that aren't selling sort of fruit juice cleanse magical stuff that's going to make you lose weight and gain body mass or something like that. One of those like protein diets or something like that. You know.
Well, Dial M, I know like you're out there in the East Village always commenting, letting us know places that are open. You should let us know what places are open since New York City is opening up, and we don't know how long we're going to keep doing this show, during the weekdays since basically New York's opening up, and I'll be pursuing my careers yet again, hopefully. Yeah. And Bob Bell, Bob Bell's in Canada, but I'm sure he'll be drafted to America.
Who knows? Either drafted or traded to Manitoba. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. But that shit could be named later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I could see a ship named Bob Bell. Like if I had a nice, rowboat, I would call it the Bob Bell,
A rowboat. That'd be perfect. A rowboat.
Well, exactly. The tugboat fleets in New York are named after the founding matriarch of the tugboat company. Her name is Moran. So it always seems like something Moran, like the Bell Moran or the ugly Moran or the pretty Moran. Like they're all these different.
I've seen them. I think I've even seen some of them. Yeah.
The Happy Moran. Yeah. They're all named after old lady Moran, who was like born in the year 1900. She's like 127 years old now, or something like that, and she's still kicking. The old broad's still kicking.
So, by the way, speaking of ships, I'm kind of curious about what's going on for you, since it seems like things are opening up and people are getting vaccinated. So let's start with Big Mike. So. How's New York City for you? Are you going out more and stuff, or is it still things are still closed
first
for
off,
you?
They haven't come to give me my shot at home yet. Even though I'm the disabled elderly shut-in that I am, I'm homebound elderly. I said I have been going out to dance clubs, like this goth club opened up out in Bushwick called Eris Evolution, and the Cenobite show up. Ever see Hellraiser?
Yeah.
I think so. With the white faces and the long black cloaks. Don't call them dresses, but they're cloaks. So a bunch of these guys come up, these bald-headed guys with white faces, and they dance to Bauhaus and Depeche Mode and.
I love it. Oh boy!
Me and a room full of Cenobites, from Hellraiser, Pinhead. The guy with all the pins in his faces, that guy. There's a room full of them and me, and I'm out there dancing.
I gotta admit though, I miss those guys. Those guys that dress up as Pinhead for every day for that's their lifestyle. Where it's what?
Yeah. Exactly. I think one day a year they don't. They dress up normal. That's like Halloween. They take Halloween off. That kind of thing.
Right.
They dress up like slobs who go to Sears. That kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. I wonder how they were doing in the pandemic. Those types of hipster type people, or those out there alternative people. Did they still dress up like that, and they still kept
at home? They had Zoom goth meetings, kind of thing, with people in Melbourne, Australia, kind of thing,
right.
Goths all over the world on Zoom,
And Mike, do you have any idea how many, or anybody, does anybody have any idea how many underground things were going on? like illegal.
There were a bunch of them out on like Dumbo and Bushwick, but places that were impossible for me to get to via like a cab, because I'm gonna get a cab out, but I can't get a cab back, and they're all like miles from public transportation, and like so what I did is I felt like it's called FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
A bad FOMO moment there, but what the story is, I went out and I bought one of those, the speakers, the Bluetooth speakers. They look like torpedoes that you attach to your phone, and then Simone. I don't know how to do anything. I don't remember Simone. She programmed in some music. So when I went to the few of the open mics that were open, still I would dance. I would bring that along and like dance before the poetry started. That kind of thing. So I don't feel like I was missing out. Like I was like dancing in the snow in Stuyvesant Park. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Mike, you became that homeless guy, Big Mike.
Was that like these stodgy poets? A couple of them approached me and said, like, "Can you teach me how to dance?" They like, really? Like, because I can't dance. You see, that was such a good time. Dance with all the girls, because the girls will dance, kind of thing. Even though it's like, maybe they're not good dancers, but they don't like the music. They'll dance anyway, that kind of thing.
Right.
Big Mike, are you sure that wasn't a proposition? Are you sure that wasn't a proposition?
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was as well. That kind of thing. But it just felt good that somebody would like. There's even that rap song like "Teach me how to dance." Teach me how to dance. There's a rap song that goes like that. So it was like for a second there, I felt like I was Trade Pain or Trade Chains or something. That kind of thing. Like some white boy, some 2 left foot white boy had asked me to teach him how to dance.
I'm surprised. Yeah, Big Mike. I'm surprised you didn't use that as one of your hustles, as being like a dance teacher, right? Because you have women who are like dancing stuff, and like
I can see you being about like, that. People would approach me at these places I would go to, and they would ask me, "Do these clubs pay you to do this?" And I said, "No." I said, and they always reject. Well, they ought to. They ought to be paying you. They like, like it wasn't. I was like, in fact, that was a kind of a running joke with DJs. I would be dancing sometimes with Mo, and sometimes just with some other person, and this guy gives lessons on Thursdays and Fridays. So it was a joke that the DJs thought I should be giving like lessons out.
Right.
Yeah. He's funny. Like the naked cowboy. It should be the naked big Viking, Big Mike. He could be the naked Viking.
But he's back. Okay, talk about things opening up. The naked cowboy is back, and he's getting old now. But he's back. He's starting to attract tourists. But the point is, remember, he started this like 20 years ago when he was still like in his early 20s. He's in his 40s now, and he still is at home, and his mommy supports him. People think he makes a living at it. No, he just does that, hoping to be, discovered, which he has been, but no one's used him for anything else. For any kind of
on camera? Is he on
like
camera
that,
or something?
But that's all he gets. I mean, he hasn't made it like the same way like somebody from American Idol made it, kind of thing.
Well,
he's still he's been doing it for 20 years and going nowhere. And now, if you look at him, because he runs around naked, he has like nothing to the imagination. Like old men's skin when they hit 40, their skin turns that crepe look. Really, it's not like wrinkles, but it's kind of like their skin starts to look like parchment, especially if you stay outside all day.
Yeah, that's true. He does. Yeah.
So the point is, he's starting to look like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. By the way, Big Mike, he's a professional. He makes money professionally. That's his living. So in a way, he did make it. What are you talking about?
You see, that's a common misconception. I've read about this guy. He lives with his mommy, and his mommy supports him. He makes. What does he get? $100 a day? How can you support yourself in New York City on $100 a day? If you don't pay taxes.
No. He probably makes like
that you can get by in New York at $700 a week, which is like
he's making like at least $300 a day, like in peak like Times Square. At least, Bob, you're a math genius. How much do you think?
I don't know if you need my math skills. I don't see how much. I don't watch him enough to see how much money comes in.
That this guy is making money. The reality is he wouldn't be able to do what he's doing unless he lives at home with mommy.
Big Mike, I'm looking it up online. Big Mike, I'm looking it up online. Celebrity net worth, naked cowboy, $4 million.
You know what? That's one of those things I don't believe. Like I said, I don't believe in QAnon, and I don't believe in like I said, I don't believe in extraterrestrials, and I don't believe that the naked cowboy is worth $4 million. All right, I'm allowed to be a cynic about that. I'm allowed to be a skeptic that that naked cowboy is worth $4 million.
Do you believe there's a connection between the naked cowboy and Area 51? Yeah, at least
yes,
go that far.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. What if the naked cowboy is actually an alien and we don't even know? Like, I mean, he says,
which means he doesn't need any money, which solves that
problem. Right, exactly. He lives on the flesh of humans, so that after all,
right. Yeah, he killed like a hillbilly.
Cave with the rest of the reptilians.
Right, he probably killed a hillbilly tourist back in the 90s and then like absorbed his skin and then
it was like growing mushrooms off his cadaver and eating these like human mushrooms.
Abducted.
I mean, Bob, did you get vaccinated?
No. Up here, it's like, first of all, I probably have to have like one of those cards, a health card. So if I, probably the soonest way I could do it would be to, once I go back to the States. But then things I think will open up here maybe in 2 or 3 weeks for everybody.
Smallpox?
What's that? Smallpox? And he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. I think too much of that anti-Area 51 naked cowboy, content for Big Mike. Bob, have you been vaccinated?
Yeah, no. We're going like either vax or anti-vax direction. I was wondering where I was going. Then he said smallpox. He went away.
Yeah. By the way, someone commented, "Say that shit in my face." Says, "Guess who's in the motherfucking house? What's up? Say that shit in my face. Hey. How's it going?"
Hey,
what's up, buddy? Yeah. So, Bob, it's so funny. So, New York, the CDC just announced that if you are fully vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask, except for exceptions, except for,
of course,
businesses that say you have to wear a mask. And I think, there's caveats, but you don't have to wear a mask if you're, vaccinated.
Well, didn't what's his name? Didn't Biden come out and say it's your patriotic duty to take the vaccine? Didn't he come out and say that the other day?
Yeah, he says a lot of things, Bob. He said he's going to wipe out student loan debt. That didn't happen. So
yeah. That we're hoping for 10,000. But hey, Mike, what did you say about
the whole Todd?
You said something about smallpox and we missed it.
You have with the antibodies, right, Todd?
Yes, I still have antibodies. Yes, I still have plenty of antibodies.
You didn't get vaccinated yet, right?
Well, not yet, but I'll probably soon since I want to, do stuff.
Another one of the exes contacted me. I hadn't talked to her in 14 months, and out of nowhere she texted me, Mikey, with the question mark, and we text back and forth. We met at Bowery Electric is open, so I've seen a couple of shows there since, let's say, March, April, kind of thing. I've seen a couple of shows there the last month or so. Then we arranged to meet there. And she's a massage therapist. I hadn't heard from her for like 14 months. So I asked her, were you working at all? And she's like, no, they dried up the whole, nobody wants to be touched, kind of thing during COVID,
Big Mike, time out. I got a question, Big Mike. Big Mike, I got a question. You said you're disabled. You're going out on all these dates. Why don't you just go to Rite Aid and get a shot?
Like I said, when I get there, they say no more shots today. I've done that. I've gone to Dwayne Reed. They go, we're not giving out any more shots anymore today.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, continue your story, Lothario. Go ahead.
Anyway, Maris contacts me, meet at Bowery Electric. I asked her about, her, she's a massage therapist with a license. I figured she would need to be vaccinated. And of course, what did she say?
What'd she say?
Okay, she said...
I know what she said. Go ahead.
And George Soros, these are exactly what she said, can keep their reptilian vaccine.
Okay, all right. Now it's getting interesting. Not only is she
anti-vaxxer, but she's one of those people that believe in the reptile theory.
Did she really say reptilian? I got to remember this. I got to say, this is going to be my line. Oh man. Well, Mike, now that we've crossed that Rubicon.
Oh, Big Mike, the reptiles took Big Mike. The reptiles.
Oh no, that's it. All you got to do is go that far. Well, I'll throw this out to you, Todd, and then when Mike comes, we'll throw it to him. Do you think there's probably going to be 25-30% of the people who aren't going to be vaccinated, who won't do it? Do you think, I see it going, if you don't want to get vaccinated, that basically you're going to become like this second-class citizen? Not only second-class citizen, I can see people really just really pushing you aside.
It's already happening. Yeah, it's already happening. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. To me, it's weird though, because it's like, it should be like, I know they're trying to push for herd immunity, but even if people were like getting it, like even if like 90 or 95% of the population were getting it, it's still not going to lead to herd immunity. That's hard. And also, this thing is like, evolving. This thing is like changing.
Right. I mean, this is a conversation nobody wants to have, and if you do have it, you're looked at as an anti-vaxxer.
Right. And also, I think the COVID-19 is basically, you can still get it too. Like Bill Maher actually got COVID-19 recently, and he had the he had the vaccine. So that's another thing. Like, people think that they're not going to get it when it's like, oh, you can still get it. It just to alleviate like severe symptoms, but you still can get it.
Right. No, I know. Hey, Mike, Mike,
have you ever heard that conspiracy theory that says that the reptile race from the Draco star system have taken over the Earth, and all of our leaders are either possessed by or indeed themselves lizards?
Yeah.
And they have to pay on the ground.
I just watched a documentary on it yesterday.
You know that 4% of the American electorate believe that.
Yeah.
Public, 4% of the vote.
I thought it was Zeta Reticuli, but then again, maybe I don't have all the facts.
And they say it's in the top 10 of all conspiracies in the United States is the Reptilian Conspiracy. Both George Bush, Herbert Walker, and George W. Bush were both reptiles, by the way. So were the kings of the Merovingian dynasty. All the Rothschilds.
I can definitely believe that.
The Rothschilds and the royal family are all reptiles.
Was Dick Cheney a reptile, or is he just his own species?
Oh, he's in the pay of the reptiles. He's on their side. And the point is that they're dealing with Bill Gates and George Soros to decrease the human population by at least half, from 8 billion to 4 billion. But some people say as little as 100 million. That's called the Great Culling, like culling the herd.
By the way, we have a new watcher here, and they commented, London Blue says, "What happened to my body, my choice?" And then they also said, "Biden is a rat." So there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. I think
that's it. So Mike, I brought this up with Todd. There's going to be 30% of the people who aren't going to take this in the end. Do you see these
more than 30? It's closer to 40.
Right. Okay, I agree with you.
Even 45. It's never even going to reach 2/3.
Okay. The question I have is, do you think those people, this is what I think, are going to become like second-class citizens, completely skiones?
No, just the opposite. They're going to consider themselves to be the elite. You think it's just the opposite? Senator Johnson of Missouri, I think it is, said the equivalent of
Wisconsin. I know.
Wisconsin, said the equivalent of, well, if you get the vaccination, what are you worried about? Kind of thing. You're not going to catch it. I have a perfect right to have it. Joe Piscopo was turned into the Mr. Conspiracy Theory, the guy from Saturday Night Live, his own program. He's Mr. Conspiracy Theory now on 97, and he went out to South Dakota, and he goes to the audience. He said there were 2,200 people. There was no social distancing, like defending no social distancing. And he says, I asked the people, I said, anybody got vaccinated? And everybody started chanting, no vax, no vax. No. And he was like, yeah, no vax, no vax. And he had on some guest who was talking about how she was so glad to see people taking off their mask. And she called them liberal Karens who yell at you for not wearing a mask. The Karens aren't the people who take out a gun and shoot some $875 an hour stock boy who insists you put on a mask at Target. No, they're they're not the Karens. They're the upstanding people. The Karens are the people who annoy you by asking you, "Can you please put on a mask?" Those are the Karens. It's not second class citizens. They're the elite. The non-vaxxers consider themselves the elite because we haven't become the sheep. I found out where Damaris was for the last 14 months. She was out in California rallying the troops to come back here to New York to convince the rest of us New Yorkers how we should not take the vaccine.
Who is it? Damaris, you said? Who is this?
Her name is Damaris, the massage therapist I was referring to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. So
where
you guys
were you for 14 months? She was out in California getting her troops together to come here and kind of like spread the word gospel of like how Bill Gates is going to.
Big Mike, are you saying you didn't hook up with your that with Damaris? That was a deal killer with the
discussion about back and forth about kind of like vaccine, no vaccine. I said to him, I said, look, we're really not that far apart. You have it on a spiritual or a social kind of thing or a libertarian issue. No vaccine. Me, it's in one sense the failures of science. It is science cannot guarantee a vaccine that's 100% effective nor 100% safe. My reservations are based in science, but not, more like the failures of science or the skepticism of science. But it's still science-based. Hers is strictly spiritual or a conspiracy theory, kind of thing. We weren't that far off. But in the middle of the discussion, I stopped and I said, by the way, are we going to start making out now? And she said,
I'm looking at the comments.
In your dreams, and I want you to write that down in little stories that you write in your dreams, Mikey.
Oh, boy. Right. By the way, someone said she told him no pussy unless he has his vaccine. No, obviously she didn't believe in vaccines. And then London Blue says burned all my masks. So, by the way, London Blue, do we know you?
The story is that they talk about the microchip that Bill Gates has. He's going to put into your body that's going to change your DNA. And you're going to be subservient to the reptiles. But the point is, it's 11 o'clock. Now, 11 o'clock, it doesn't sound like late New York, the city that never sleeps, but you can't get a cab after about like 7 or 8. So I'm stuck there in the Lower East Side. I can't get a cab. So she volunteers to use her iPhone with the microchip in it to summon Uber and pay for it with her credit card with the microchip. Because I'm a microchip free. Understand that? I don't have a credit card. I don't have the app on my iPhone that I get an Uber cab with. And I can't pay him anyway because I don't have a credit card. So the point is, if relatively speaking, I'm microchip free, relatively speaking, or actually speaking, she's got microchips all over her.
Boy,
and here she is. But she's talking about a non-existent microchip that's in a vaccine, yet she depends on microchips for everything.
By the way, we're going to get Alex Jones off YouTube. They're going to be like, "Oh, they're talking about reptiles." We're like, "No, we're anti that. We're joking about that." Oh, just in case. Just in case.
We didn't get to the grays yet.
See, when I said that when I first heard this decades ago, I thought it was a joke. It was like ufologists. It's a study now. Like astronomy and geometry and physicists, they're called ufologists. And ufologists, I thought they were like joking about this. It was a joke, like sort of inside. There's UFO people showing their sense of humor, only to discover that UFO people have no sense of humor. Understand that? They don't know what funny is. They take everything fucking seriously. There is no joke. And that's the thing that struck me. I looked up how many people really believe that about not just like QAnon or microchip. They actually believe there are reptilians controlling the world's politics are controlled by reptiles.
Right. By the way, I want to say that shit in my face says, "Damn, it's good to see you guys." There you go. It's always good to see.
So, London Blue, is London Blue? Where are you coming from? Are you Canadian, or he says it's awful how Canadians?
Anybody these days.
By the way, London Blue says it's awful how Canadians are treated. Are you a Canadian, London Blue? Are you a new viewer? I think this might be a new viewer.
Also, maybe he just knows I'm in Montreal. I maybe thinks, I'm curious. But that's right.
By the way, are you a lady? Because Big Mike wants to know if you're a lady, actually, since he has a
Oh, Canadian living in Minnesota. I'm a New Yorker living in Montreal. So.
How many chromosomes do you have? Are you XX or XY?
Yes, that is a female. So Big Mike is single and he's unvaccinated for now. So if you guys want to have super babies,
I'll eventually be vaccinated, I believe. Just as I explained to people, like I wasn't in for wearing masks either. I kind of convinced myself to wear a mask. Only the principle of sometimes you have to go along to get along. That is, I don't want to be one of those people in a viral video that has like 6 million views on YouTube about screaming at some like teenage stock boy. I'm not putting on a fucking mask. I don't need that, kind of thing. And neither am I going to pick up a gun and like take Governor Gretchen Whitmer hostage, drag her out to Middle Lake, try her and execute her for like treason.
The People's Court. The People's Court.
Right, the People's Court, because posse comitatus. It's all in the hands of the people.
Right, we're gonna cross the bridge. We're gonna take the bridge. I'm maybe the spearhead. We'll take her, and then it's we have the.
Right. I don't need that kind of crap. So the point is, I started wearing a mask. I point out, like, I don't know if I can show it to you. It's a. Can you see it?
Is that a scarf? It looks like a nice scarf, right?
The Harley Davidson bandana. I put it on about, I think it was April 15, 2020, and I've worn it ever since. The same one. Like I said, I have a home health attendant comes by and does my laundry once a week. The home health attendant washes my face mask, and I've worn it for like 14, 15 months now. But that most people use that blue surgical mask. I actually keep a couple of them in my pocket in case somebody says to me, "Hey, that ain't a real mask. That's a Harley Davidson bandana that you're putting over your face." Like, well, okay, here, I'll put on a real blue, one of those surgical masks. They're useless anyway. That was the whole point. All the way back in April, that they're absolutely useless. All those masks are useless.
I got two of them on.
Two of them doesn't matter. Three. I actually read it. Somebody had 3 of those N95 particulate masks. I was pointing out that doesn't do any good either. I worked in TB wards where we were masked with these things called HEPA filters. They look like adult diapers that you put on your face. And you know what? Everybody caught TB anyway. And a tuberculosis bacterium is like 100 to 1,000 times larger than the virus of corona. So the point is, it's useless. I wear it for a social statement. You know what? When in Rome, do in Rome. Look,
here's my new. I'll show you my new look. Hold on.
Yeah. Bob with his Bob Bell face mask on. Oh.
Here it is.
There you go. There you go.
That's it.
Bob looking like a Bob, you look like a drummer for Jamiroquai.
That's it. So, but I was sitting down eating my croissant the other day, and they said I was a Bell photo, you're a beautiful photo. So
exactly.
But like I said, it's like kind of like if you went to a Hawaiian luau, you would put on a a fake grass skirt, and like fake coconut tits and a lei, and like do the hula dance, kind of thing. If you were in Rome, on a toga because you look funny in skinny jeans in Rome of 200 AD. So that's the same way I feel about the mask. Is I put it on so I look normal, kind of thing. Nobody bothers me.
Yeah. You know what? I'll be honest though. I'm comfortable wearing a mask. I feel great. I feel like I am all in on a dystopia. I'm all in on 2021.
No, I'm gonna do this. I want to do this the rest of my life. Actually, I mean, I gotta get used to this. Walk around like this. This is I'm like at some Vax movie. Or something.
Well, here's a story that I was watching a movie from the 1970s. It was with Liza Minnelli called Junie Moon. And in Junie Moon, the story was some psycho throws gasoline in her face and sets her on fire. So she's got a horribly, scarred face that scares children. And the doctors offer to let her wear a mask or even actually to put on gauze on her face all the time. But she chooses to walk around with her ugly scarred face showing all the time. So I guess for somebody like Junie Moon, it should be everybody would be wearing a mask, the kind of thing. Right, she wouldn't have to feel because she didn't want to walk around with the mask. That would symbolize there's something wrong with me. I'd rather have them staring at my face that's horribly disfigured and maimed than have to walk around with the mask and seem like a freak. But now everybody's walking around with the mask.
Yeah, but
I actually had I've had people stop me in the street and ask, like the street outside, and say, "Can you put on a mask?" Like security guards who like now roam the streets of New York now, believe it or not, preventing like robberies and stuff. And a security guard asked to put on, so I put it on.
By the way,
people slow up in their cars and tell me to put it on.
All right, Big Mike, calm down. Jesus Christ, Big Mike. Looks like your mouth's not the same.
He's on a roll. Let him go.
Yeah. Boy, it's like a motor mouth. All right, yeah. So I just want to say thanks to London Blue, who just subscribed. And also, Say That Shit in My Face says, I just yelled at some lady for standing next to me at 7-Eleven. I'm in on a dystopia. Yeah. Embrace it.
We all are.
Guys. Embrace it. Embrace it.
We all are.
Embrace it.
That's it.
Yeah. Embrace all the fake coins. Embrace all the, Ethereum. Embrace all the,
how many non-fungible tokens have you collected from Haps TV?
I don't know. I think we've got like 6,000 or something, but I don't know what to
do.
Right.
What can we buy with it? I don't know. What can we buy with it? I don't know, like one free Zoom section or something like that.
You know what we should do? We should just
1,000 masks. I hope.
Yeah. We should do. You know what we should do? We should make a pyramid scheme, and I should give all my coins to Bob Bell. Then he gives me back all the coins. Then I give you the coins. Yeah, we'll make our own little.
And we could actually say that it's not against the law. This chain letter pyramid scheme is not, because after all, it has no value. It's non-fungible token has no. It's not like we're trying to cheat people out of money, because it's not money. There's no monetary backing to it. So the point, it's not like we're just trading kind of like not even Pokemon, or Pogues. This is like we're basically exchanging ethereal, ghost-like, non-entity things back and forth. It's not like really against the world.
It's just like fighting over a parking spot. It's the same thing.
Supposedly you could cash these points into money, but I don't know how. Like, it just, I don't know how to transfer those. If anybody in the comment section knows how to transfer these Hap bucks into actual bucks, let us know, because I'm thinking 6,000 Hap bucks equals at least $1 or something, right? Probably a cent, probably a penny.
A free big gulp at 7-Eleven,
That'd be worth it itself, I think.
Right. So Bob, how about you, Bob? How's it going for you? How's it going during the? Are you associated?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, look, I'm getting used to, like I said, I'm getting used to living like this. I go out 3 times a day. I order, I get like my croissant in the morning, whatever I eat in the morning. Then I get lunch, and then I walk around all the way up to the curfew, which is 9:30, and I come in at 9:31. It's right in time for this. This is like my life now. 3 times a day. Right. Dystopia extended. That's it.
Right.
Well, like in New York, the curfew is like, I think, midnight. But the point is after 7 o'clock, there's nothing happening anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's nothing to do after 7 o'clock.
Right.
There's no cabs
New York's
out.
Opening up. I think New York's becoming
the subways don't run.
I think bars are closed at 2 a.m. now, and I think New York's supposedly subways will open up 24/7. Looks like the reptiles took Big Mike away.
Yeah, I know.
And they're rejiggering him. They're rejiggering him so he could become less or something. Yeah. So but so that's another thing too, though. Like we have people watching and stuff. Thanks for all the people watching. Now we have I think 32 watchers in all our platforms.
Yeah, and 5 reptilians.
Exactly. Right. So I was saying, though, is this going to be our last show? Or because this New York's opening up, I think we'll still be able to do a show here and there, though. But it's hard to see because I'm doing spots again. We're both comedians. We're all and Big Mike, he's a pussy chaser, I guess. He's always Again, I love how Big Mike's.
Yeah.
I love how Big Mike's like, I'm still waiting for him disabled, and he's going to. He's got an active social life during COVID, right?
He figured it out somehow. I mean, that I always knew he was capable of doing it.
Right. He's disabled, yet he's. I think I've seen maybe 2 people a month, maybe 2 people a month.
Yeah. Similar for me. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Mike. He's jumping around. He's dancing in the streets. He's living La Vida Loca. It's like he's in his own.
Right.
He's in his own referee. Say That Shit in My Face says, "What a great run you had." No, we're still gonna do stuff. We're still gonna I've got my show, my web series. We'll probably still do stuff here. It's just, we don't know. It's like how regular we're going to do it, like since things are opening up. But who knows? I say that now, and then next week we'll be back. So who knows? Big Mike, there you go. We were talking shit about you, buddy.
Oh well, that's good. You say like what's?
Big Mike, can you hear us?
Is the only thing worse about not being talked
Bob,
about?
can you hear Big Mike? I can't.
Yeah, I can hear him. I can hear him.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear Big Mike. There you go.
Bring him in and
Still
out.
can't hear me?
All right, Big Mike, we're going to bring you in and out, buddy. All right?
Oh, he can hear. Everybody else can hear except you, Todd. That's fun.
Yeah. Everybody else being you. Oh, well, boy. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll uninvite and then bring back Big Mike. So, yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I won't miss Haps's silliness. I'm kidding. I'll miss.
Yeah, no, I know you mean it's where that goes.
No, Haps is not bad. I just wish it was like. So here's the thing that annoys us about the platform. So like, if you're not active on it for like a minute, right? If you're not engaging on it for a minute, like if you go out to like take a leak or something and to come back in like a minute, like it logs you out. It kicks you out the room, and it's just like, no, don't do that. We're there's 3 people in the room. One of them left. They'll come back. It's
I mean, it's a
very
little kludgy.
Yeah, it's very buggy. I like the idea of it, but it's very buggy, which is kind of annoying. I feel like, when I first was using it, I was like, oh, okay, there's room to grow, but they're not really growing. So hopefully they'll grow because it is a great platform. It's just that they plateaued.
Hey, BM Fun Moon just subscribed. So.
Yeah, BM Funk Moon. Yes, he's I don't know if you know him, but he's a cool guy. He's actually one of my artists for my NFT project, and that's gonna be cool. So BM Funk Moon.
Great.
Shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to you. Says, what the haps? You fool organics blow my mind. Stay funky. There you go. Now we have an alien. We have our first alien in the room.
Thank God. Had to mix it up somehow.
Bob, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. How about you? Can you hear Mike?
No.
No, you can't hear me?
Oh, no, really? No.
It's weird, yeah.
I think that happened one time before. Did you send a new invitation?
I hear you.
Oh, you can hear you. All right.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Even though I was like, oh, I can't hear Big Mike. It's so quiet. I can now actually talk and interrupt it. All right. So yeah, I mean, so what are you guys expecting? Are you guys expecting that things will finally open, that things will go back to normal, or do you think that we're so obviously scarred?
All I'm waiting for is the lap dancers to return to Flashdance. That's the only thing I'm interested in right now.
That's gonna be your.
I think
I went in a cab the other on the way to my dental appointment. I went by the Flashdance downtown, and I'm looking. I'm like, such eager. I'm so eager to get back to get like naked nipples in my face for the first time, and I haven't been there since like June of 2019. It's been almost 2 years.
Let me tell you something. There's still there are strip clubs open though, but they're like in Brighton Beach and stuff. They're like
obviously they're under the radar. I don't think there'll be a strip club in Manhattan that is going to open up until they totally drop the entire social distancing mask rule. That'll be, I think, they're talking about doing that on the beaches, like in Coney Island, on the July 4th weekend. And I think they're talking about bringing back the Billy Joel Genesis, big super full stadium Madison Square Garden thing is September to November. So it still looks like it's a ways off for the table dances.
Who knows though? I mean, already they're saying with Cuomo and stuff saying oh, we're going to open up everything, mid-May, it's supposedly by this weekend, right? This weekend?
Memorial Day, not this weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm. And what's that? Is that everything's going to be open, or is this what
basically everything's going to be open, but they're still going to do social distancing and masks will still be enforced, and I think you have full capacity, but there's still social distancing, that kind of thing. It's going to be kind of one of those things where they, for example, now if I go in the old days, you go to the Pyramid Club, you just go inside, you pay,
Mm-hmm.
but now they have to seat you somewhere, and that's your
Oh, yeah.
table pod, and you can't
Yeah.
leave that area of the table pod. They do that at the Bowery Electric. They did that at that Eris club with the Goths out in Bushwick, and at Drome, where the Pyramid Club is now. You basically you're seated by a maitre d' or a hostess seats you, and you're supposed to stay there by your table and not move.
Yeah, I was at a dive bar just to visit and stuff, and they were doing seating, and I'm like, take it easy, buddy.
Yeah, right. It's so uncomfortable. I thought I was going to be dancing at a dance club, or I was, I was going to be like, watching, somebody perform. You know, whatever, like in a club where somebody's up there performing, everybody rushes up toward the stage, but that was not allowed. The area by the stage was totally kept clear, so nobody could stand there and like dance or whatever, But I think that's going to continue.
Yeah. By the way, oh yeah, I think someone's joking on Big Mike. Can you get a little camera, please? Our man RNC joking on Big Mike.
I can't judge
Big
it because
Mike,
I still can't see myself. I can't see any of you guys. That's why my the app isn't is not what's the word? It's not covered by this Android phone. It doesn't fully show the app. It's like whether it's like. So Android phone sucks anyway.
Get with the times, boomer. Get with the times, boomer. Right? Get with the times.
I still have a flip phone.
iPhone 20.
You and me both, Mike.
Yeah.
They're streaming actually from a flip phone. It's amazing. It works great with apps. Apps works great with flip phones. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Big Bob Bell. So I think that people want to know, man. When are you coming back to New York, Bob?
It's up in the air. I mean, a lot of it relates to like when I'm doing my work situation, even like doing some shows and stuff. It could be, I don't know. It could be in a few weeks. It could be a little longer. Sort of leaning toward coming back at this point. But
do you want to come back?
I like it here. I like it here, but I mean, there's just certain things. I mean, there's also certain things I got to get done in New York too. Like, probably have to have. Mike was talking about going to dentist.
People at Bob, you just hate the French and their snobby ways. The French.
Oh no! People are really nice up here. It's great up here. It's completely, I don't know where, No, and in fact, I've even learned a little bit, and I can talk to people a little bit. Not much.
Do French women bathe on a regular daily basis, or do they smell funny?
They're Canadian, not French.
Yeah, that's like maybe mistake number one. But no, everybody, I tend to think everybody bathes.
But I heard like the French, they like that smell. They like that human smell. And they just cover it. And that's it.
Aren't these like things from like 1978 that I used to hear?
I've never been anywhere outside of New York City, so I wouldn't know that in my entire life. So I wouldn't know anything.
Oh wow! No, yeah.
By the way,
normal.
I'm extremely provincial. Only the province I live in is New York.
By the way, PM Funk Mood says androids are efficient. Some of my best friends and crew are androids, so we got an alien in here. And London Blue says, "Hey," as in, "Hey, I don't smell because I'm French or Canadian."
Oh,
right, Canadian. Right. What are you doing? You're pushing all our listeners here. So
yeah. Big Mike, don't you want to get laid from this viewer from Arizona?
Yeah, of course. I think it was like in John Waters' films. I think it was in Odorama.
Oh, I saw that film. I went and saw that.
It's scratch and sniff. So the point is,
I remember that.
I wonder if there's Odorama with androids, like an Android phone or an iPhone. Can you get Odorama? I could smell my potential mates. I could smell my potential girlfriends ahead of time.
Oh boy, Big Mike, have you ever done that? Can you actually smell pheromones, or have you actually have you been attracted by another person's scent, like a woman's scent? Or
I wouldn't go that far, but I usually do ask my girlfriends not to shave their armpits.
Oh, why? Do you have a fetish for that?
Yes, quite frankly, I'm into armpit hair. It's like 2 extra bushes. I'm really into bush. Kind of thing. Like, women today shave it. And I've been with the shaved and the unshaved. And quite frankly, I prefer the hair. Kind of thing. Call me old fashioned, but the point is, I love pubic hair. So the point is, if somebody doesn't shave their armpits, it's 2 extra patches of pubic hair.
London Blue just said that's gross.
Now, I remember one. She had a big bush, and I came back and it's gone. It was just like bushwhacked. It was just gone one day, and it's like, excuse me, I asked for hair on my pizza.
Is that the origin of that term, by the way? Is that the origin of that term, bushwhack?
Oh my God,
bushwhacker. Yes, they used to call the gynecologists and the obstetricians bushwhackers because they would shave them before a procedure.
Are you serious?
And let me tell you, I've shaved plenty of pubic hair in my day. I worked for 2 years as OBGYN nurse, and I've shaved a lot of pubic hair in my day.
Oh my God! Did you work for Bill Cosby, Dr. Cliff Huxtable?
Yes, Dr. Huxtable. I worked Dr. Huxtable and Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Both of them. I've worked for both of them.
We knew we had Hannibal Lecter had to be mentioned on the show at some point.
Yes, right, of course. Right. But like I said, some of the women have apologized, like, "Oh, I didn't shave today." It's like, no, thank you. I love that George Michael's, George Michael's 5 o'clock shadow down there. Kind of thing. I love that. Your face is down there. It's like sawtooth grass. That kind of thing, or sandpaper. It's.
I don't think I'll ever listen to Wham the same way again. Thanks a lot.
Wake me up before you go.
Oh, God. Bob, were you a Wham fan, Bob? When I say Wham,
I remember going into, like, back then it was like a video store, and I remember them playing like the Wham videos. This is 1985 or something like that. Close to that.
Well, especially if they play 80s at this place that used to be Pyramid Club, now it's Drome, and they played Wham. They played them on Freedom. I don't want your freedom. And I was dancing, and for some reason, I was adopted by a bunch of Colombian tourists from Bogota. They loved me. When I was dancing to that, they all giving me high fives and posing for selfies with me, like I was George Michaels for a second.
By the way, London Blue just said, "What did I just subscribe to?"
We can't tell you, London. We can't.
Yeah.
We can tell you, but then we'd have to kill you. Like I'm sorry. It's like the IRA, once in, never out. That kind of thing. You've joined. Kind of too late now.
I think that's the CIA, Mike. But
no. See, the Irish Republican Army, the term is once in, never out. You can never quit the IRA.
No, I know. Talking about once in, never out, I just saw Crying Game the other day.
Right, exactly.
I hadn't seen that. I never knew what that movie was about. I thought it was completely. I thought it was about. I'd heard about Jay Davidson, but other than that, I had no idea what the whole thing was about.
That's
really interesting.
We lost Big Mike because of the reptilians. And by the way, London Blue enjoys us saying you guys are funny. Thank you, Lauren. London, we'll definitely, we'll stay. We'll be back in this thing. We don't know how long, but we'll be back.
London. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Bob, good Crying Game, Bob. How'd you not see that film? Like I
didn't see it when it came out. I mean, I'd heard about it. It's one of these things when the film comes out, you hear so much about it and you never see it. That's me. That also happened to me with, what was the other one in the mid '90s?
The Godfather Part 3.
No, not the one about the guy, the heroin addicts. It was like the really
Train Spotting.
Train Spotting. There was another one I never saw, but everybody saw it and was like, it was a super big deal at that time, and I never saw it.
By the way, we just got a comment from Silly Goose Network saying, "Hi guys, I'm farting farts." So there you go.
That's that's the appropriate thing on this show.
What's going on tonight, Bob? It's like, is everyone just like, staying in so they could go ham on the weekend now that everything's opening up? They're like, all right, you know what? Let's just do one last Zoom call.
We got a lot of new energy on it tonight too. A lot of different new people, London Blue and
Silly Goose Network, who keeps on farting. Yeah,
Silly Goose. We love you. Yeah.
Hey, Big Mike's back. Big Mike, yeah. So, did you get the reptilians to probe you?
The Pyramid Club was known for their trannies, that kind of thing. And sometimes like they're so good you can't really tell. And for some reason, like people they're called tranny chasers, like straight men who go after trannies,
Right.
But I'm the opposite. I'm a tranny magnet. For some reason, when I dance, the trannies all jump all over me. For some reason, and like one was like, I found out his name was Lorenzo later. But this guy looked like he had me convinced,
Yeah.
So I'm doing that grind dance. And I realized that, like, hey,
that's great. Whoever just said that.
He goes, I just came back from a photo shoot. I'm supposed to be playing Primavera. You ever see Botticelli? Botticelli. It's called Primavera. It's the Venus on the half shell, the Venus on the clam shell.
Yeah.
And he looks like that.
Oh, okay.
He looked like Venus on the half shell, kind of thing. So the point is like, yes, I'm doing a photo shoot. I'm supposed to play Venus for Botticelli's Primavera. I always play Primavera. It was so convincing. This guy was so convincing. Another one, like I was dancing with all night long, and finally I got to leave now. And I wasn't 100% sure, but she turns around and gives me like a really full-on face kiss, and I can feel the mustache that she didn't shave properly this morning.
But then you were sick.
Yeah. I'm sure that's not the first time.
She had 5 o'clock shadow on her upper lip. She hadn't like properly like tweezed or waxed her mustache that day.
Yeah, right.
Big Mike, I thought you like hair on a woman.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wonder if
my girlfriend Paulina, she had like, especially if I knew her boyfriend, I was like screwing her on the side. And I met her boyfriend is like, one thing I hate about Paulina is that, she's got hair on her chest. And I go, well, some men like that. But I don't mean like nipple hair. I mean hair on her chest like a man. And I told the Paulina, please go into the bathroom and shave that off. I feel like I'm doing a man. And I said, no, I kind of like that. He goes, how would you know? How would you know exactly that my Paulina has hair on her chest? Well, I gotta go now. Time to be going.
Oh my God! By the way, we got Silly Goose Network saying this show is now called the Hair Club for Men, and it also says Bob's hair is jealous of Mike's beard. Oh boy!
Yeah.
It always has been. Spot on.
Maybe if we could combine the grid. Maybe we could have Big Mike on top and Bob Bell on the bottom. Let me see if I can do that.
Me on top, Mike. Me on top.
I don't think I can. Yeah, and I also say that shit. My face says, "Hey, Big Mike, you smashed it though, right? Did you smash?"
Of course I did. All right. Of course I did. Were you fucking kidding me? Was it like? I think it was Bob. No, it was Rob Shapiro used to say. I think it was. Do you remember? I think it was Mishna. She became famous, Mishna Wolf, or something like that. He said something like he wouldn't sleep with her because he said that a woman with no tits is like a man in a wig.
What? No. That's definitely not woke for 2020.
Not woke, right. But he was like, well, does that make a man who shaves his pussy hair, his pubic hair, does that make him a woman if he dresses up in a bra and a pair of panties? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. By the way, Big Mike, how many women have you slept with?
I always draw out this like an imaginary number, and of course it's like I don't count sleeping. It's like sex is if either person's genitals or anus was somehow stimulated, that kind of thing. So given that criteria, I go with the number 42.
Okay.
And I asked somebody one time, I go, is that too many for you or not enough? Like, and she's like, oh, Big Mike, I've been with hundreds. So why do you give me a hard time for sleeping with 42 women? Well, having sexual contact with 42 women, if you say, you laugh it off that you've been with hundreds of women, but you call me a man whore or a man slut because I've been with 42 women and you've been with hundreds, kind of thing, of men,
That averages for you like what, 2 women a year, or two since you're in your 20s?
It was and I would say of that, except for like 7 of them were after my first marriage ended. Understand what I'm saying? Like of that number, well, let's say no, maybe say 10. The other 30 were between, let's say, the years 1999 and it's about new ones, as in like not since like I say 2019. So that you were talking about a number of like in 20 years, 30 women in 20 years.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah, that's good.
My publisher, the guy who published my books, Peter Weissman, would sleep with a new woman every 2 weeks. That's 26 women a year.
It almost sounds like stock, like Bitcoin. He slept with 20.
This other one was all crazy. Like, oh, I've slept. Like, she was like one of my I call her my third wife. It's like I've slept with all these women. I mean, all these men. I slept with all these men. I'm like, I'm going to go to hell because she was a born again Christian, but she felt very guilty about sleeping with all these men. And I go, oh my God, she's gonna like. I go, do you want to know how many? She goes, you want to know how many I slept with? I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna tell me it's 700. Let's keep it like maybe 50 or 75. And she goes 26. Like that was like a huge number, like. And I realized at that time I had slept with the same amount of people. Another woman mentioned that she was promiscuous. She said 40, and I was like, well, that's about. I think in my head like that's about the number of I've done. But then like you run into somebody who said like, oh, I've been with hundreds of men, or one said like she was actually a sex addict. I had as a girlfriend for a while. And she had been with like 100 men.
Of course. Was that fun? I've never dated a sex addict. Was that fun? Like having a sex addict?
Yeah, 42 is a universal answer to everything. It's Jackie Robinson's number, 42, from the Dodgers. That is,
yes,
you come with ask you anything, the number is always 42. That's why I use that number. It is universal. Right.
That is from our comment. That's from our commenter, BM Funk O'Neill, saying
the Illuminati, Benghazi, exactly. And 42. So somebody asked me, I don't know if it's 42. I've kicked it off in my mind a couple of times. Like, does that count as sex? If I stuck my finger up a girl's anus, does that count as sex? I'd say yes. That's such an intimate thing. Although I never, let's say, like, if I have my finger up all the way to the knuckle, up her anus, that would count as sex. Hey, I don't know if that would count as sex to you. I mean, it's such an intimate thing, kind of thing. People ask me, like, oh, well, does going down on a woman count the same as having sex with her? Well, I consider my face a lot more intimate than my dick. All right. So the point is, if my face has been there, the dick is secondary. You know what I'm saying? My nose, my eyes are right there. Kind of like that counts more, I think, than sex. Almost.
Big Mike, you're such a poet. You know that? You're such a wordsmith. My face is on your genitals is more of a intimate. God.
That's got to count twice as much. That counts for 2. Like the face is one, the penis is the second one. That kind of like that should count as 2 women.
Mike, if I throw out a number, you could probably like throw out some like sexual reference. That's basically 57. Exactly. Oh well, let me.
So the point is, I just get like I think it was Christian Finnegan, the comic, once said like. You go to 7 and then to 11. That is, you admit to, like, oh, how many women? Oh, I've been with 20. Oh, no, never do that. First, admit to 7, and if she pushes, you go to 11. As in, like, I've been with 7 women, and she keeps pushing on it, you say 11. Because you don't want to seem like a man whore, a man slut, kind of thing.
Big Mike, you're like a straight Walt Whitman. That's what you are.
Yeah, exactly. And he was thrown out of what? He was literally thrown out of Long Island for engaging in sodomy. They didn't put you in jail.
Really? I had a feeling you'd know that fact.
Yeah. Exactly. Dropping some tea on Walt Whitman. All right, we're gonna wrap.
He said chronic depravity. He was actually like exiled from Long Island for excessive depravity.
That in a weird way, that sounds about right, since it's Long Island and that seems like what they do.
But this was 1842. We're talking 1842.
Yeah, I can still see that now. I mean, Long Island's not really. I mean, that's like part. I think there's parts of Long Island they were like. Remember, like during the pandemic, there's parts of Long Island that was like protesting like everything.
Everything like masking, social distancing, opening or closing. They were doing all sorts of that kind of thing. And I think London Blue writes a contest. Isn't it always a contest? I don't just mean about sex. Isn't all human endeavors a contest? All human endeavors have a victor and a vanquished. You know what I'm saying? Somebody always wins. Somebody always loses. So everything's a contest. So why wouldn't sex also be a contest?
Mike's going deep on us.
How much money you make? Like the whole thing, like is my net worth the same as the naked cowboys? You know, that kind of thing. So the point is, yes, it's a contest. Oh, I have more money than the naked cowboy has, or I have less money, or okay. Well, Trump, it was always a contest to Trump, but he was always trying to one up somebody. You know, that kind of thing. I can drink more Diet Coke than you can. You know, that kind of thing. So why wouldn't sex also be a contest? It shouldn't be, but like I said, we're in a capitalist system, and capitalism equals contest. You know what I'm saying? That is, it's not like we're not a socialist country where everybody's equal. We're in a capitalist country where everybody tries to outdo the other person with money, power, and wealth. You know what I'm saying? So of course, sex would also be a contest. Yeah. I wouldn't want to.
You brought us back to the political, right? How does this relate to Liz Cheney? That's what I want to know.
Asking a woman how many men she's been with. I've never said, by the way, you've been with a lot of guys? That's never been part of my vocabulary. I always assume they've been with 300 and just leave it at that. But the point is, most women will sooner or later ask you how many women you've been with. They will almost undoubtedly. Virtually every woman I've been with has asked me how many women I've been with. Sometimes I've been I used to be 26. It was 38, 42. I just throw out a number, just leave it at that, kind of thing.
Right. By the way, Big Mike is running for mayor of New York. So if you want to write in Big Mike as a candidate, write-in candidate. So
have you ever seen Mrs. Andrew Yang? She is really hot.
Oh, really? Is she Asian too?
It was when they insist, the women insist. I'm answering London Blue here, and when the women insist on telling you how many men they've been with, it really gets on my nerves because I'd rather not know. Not that I don't care how many men with. That's not the point. Just let's keep a little mystery here. Kind of thing like maybe you shouldn't tell me exactly how many men. Maybe I shouldn't hear how many hundreds and hundreds of guys you've been with. Kind of thing. It certainly interferes with the spontaneity a bit because the point is I'm one of these people about contests. I always believe I should be better than the last guy or all the guys you've ever been with. So the point is it puts a lot of pressure on me. Performance anxiety kicks in, and then the erectile dysfunction kicks in.
How did we get to that?
I don't, Bob. Remember in the old days, I used to go by the term Big Mike's erectile dysfunction.
I remember that.
That's what they covered in the New York Times article all the way back. I guess it was March 2000. They were at Surf Reality. They reported that the first guy up the evening had some sort of strange name, Big Mike's erectile dysfunction.
So your erectile dysfunctions have been reported by the New York Times. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Right. Oh boy, and on that note,
and the blue kicks in.
Oh my God! Yeah, we got to wrap up anyway, and the blue kicks in. Right. Well, we got to wrap up though, but we'll be back probably next week and stuff. Maybe we might do it on Mondays because like Mondays have been a slow night. Even though I'm promoting my project with the NFTs, PN NFTs. Thank you for watching, guys. And gals. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Monte Killer Vision on my YouTube. Check out my stuff there too. Bob Bell, you have anything you want to plug?
Nah, just hopefully just be next week. If I come back, I'll tell where I'm going to do shows, but I have nothing straight yet. So.
Right. And what's Big Mike's? I'm sure when he comes back, he'll let us know about his erectile dysfunction, and then once he finds his penis. And you can find my stuff on YouTube.com/MonteKillerVision. Also, we'll be streaming, I think, Monday again, talking about like my NFT project coming up. And we'll probably be back. I don't know if I might have a gig next week, but if not, like on next Thursday, Wednesday, we'll be back somehow. You'll see us. I might even bring Bob on Monday or whatever. Hey, Big Mike.
Right, there he is.
Yeah, Big Mike, we're gonna wrap up there. You have any closing remarks?
Just hopefully everything will work out better this summer, that we'll get to see each other live. I haven't seen Bob now. I guess it's been years. I mean, that one time we jumped into a cab together. I went from like by the Bowery Electric to Pyramid Club. That was I forget how many years ago. It was like 20,
or the
right,
time
2017. The 20.
I also saw you at the diner a little bit after that. But,
around 2017 or so was the last time I saw you. You're right.
Yeah.
And Todd, I don't think I've seen it since I ran into you one night late after I left the Pyramid Club. You were leaving that Hop Devil place, and that was probably about 2015, 2016.
No, I've seen you later than that. Now I'm probably
not in person. Remember you were coming out of after one night, like one night they were having the you were having, I guess, your open mic there, and I ran into you in the street because
professional comedy show. Big Mike, are you kidding me?
Professional. But that was the last time I saw it. It was either 2015 or 2016.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably saw you some because I've bumped into you on the street here and there, So, but
right. It's been like right. I mean, I've spent more time now on. I mean,
I've seen you virtually.
I've ever spent with you in real life.
I've seen you virtually every year for the past year and a half. So I mean,
London Blue wants to know if you're on Periscope, Todd.
Yeah, we're on Twitter too. Yeah, I think we're streaming on Twitter right now as well. But I think Periscope's dead, but like we're still streaming on that. So add me on Twitter or whatever. I
think it comes on my Facebook account. I think it also it's on my Twitter account.
Right. But like I said, Big Mike, I'm saying
Twitter account, Todd.
Do I have a Twitter account? Yes, I do. Yes, that's what I just promoted. It's on Montekilla. Just look up Todd Mozzie. By the way, before we wrap up, though, we might come back. We'll do this regularly. I don't know if we'll do it next week, but we'll be back. And if we do it, we'll promote it and stuff. Definitely follow and subscribe. And thank you for watching because this is cool. And we'll see you again. We'll see you next time.
What was our audience tonight, Todd? What was our audience number tonight? Not that it's a contest, but as a contestant.
It is a contest. It is a contest.
It's always a contest.
Well, I think we had like 40 viewers in season and also 4 likes. That's what matters.
You're lucky you get 40 people to show up at like even a slotted show sometime. I look at it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, listen, during a pandemic when people are dying, having 40 lives watching your comedy, that's a win. Right, Bob? And it's a dystopia?
We won.
The dystopian win.
Evil lost. Bill Gates lost, and George Soros lost, and we won. We beat George Soros, and we beat Bill Gates.
Oh, there you go. Tie it all
together. I love it.
Yeah, no wonder we're getting the Alex Jones crowd. All right, we'll take that. Yeah. Who's lost in Texas? Still appreciate it.
Tucker Carlson supposedly he doesn't really said that in court papers filed about that the company that did the electronic voting counting of Dominion. He said that no reasonable person could really believe anything that Tucker Carlson said. No reasonable person can believe he's telling the truth. They said that in the court. His lawyers said that in the court documents. You couldn't possibly believe Tucker Carlson.
All right, well, and on that note, it's time for the countdown. Yeah, it's the countdown.
It's the best part.
Oh, is the countdown.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. It's the final countdown.
Oh, there we are. Oh, man.
Yeah. And then the music.
Oh, this is great. Makes my night every time.
Exactly. It brings it back to Bob Bell's childhood of the 1970s.
It's like I'm watching the Tom Snyder show.
Lord. Thanks for watching, guys. Come on. That's our show. Woo! Thank you, guys.
Woo!
We'll see you next week. Bruce.
What a show.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. London Blue is great.